Welcome everybody, Kelly here from KB Auto Tech and Adventure. Today we're in my shop. I got my 97 4Runner and I have another one here with me as well. So we're going to do an overview on wheels, tires, Bilstein suspension, lift, rubbing, all these questions that I always get in all my videos. So anyways, stay tuned. I'm going to share that all with you right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this video. Basically, we're going to be going over all these questions that I've been getting in some of my YouTube videos. So we're going to go through wheels, tire, suspension, like I was saying before. So let's go ahead and start with these wheels and tires. For tires here, I'm running the Cooper STT Pros in a 285, 75, 16. I'm taking these, all kinds of places now, snow, mud, rain, street driving, and I think they've been great. They've done really well for me, and I don't really have any complaints. The only thing I might mention is, when they sit overnight, they do flat spot, but I mean, that's gone in about 30 seconds, maybe to a minute of driving. They warm up and they smooth right out. On the highway, I've had no real issues. I think they're pretty smooth. I mean, I wouldn't want to daily them. They do have some noise. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they are mud terrain, so they do have some noise there. I mean, it's to be expected. So anyways, that's for tires. Wheels, so I got my little cheat sheet here. For wheels, these are KMC KM535 Grenade. These are in 16 by 8, and this is a -6 millimeter offset, and I guess it's a 6 by 139.7. As for the wheels, I mean, they were pretty cheap, so I mean, I don't really have any complaints. I think they look pretty good. The finish has held up pretty good. I mean, they've been through, mud, all this kind of stuff. On some of my other wheels, I do have, some marks and that stuff, but I mean, banging into rocks while four-wheeling and whatnot, that is obviously not the wheel's fault, so no big deal there. As for that, I don't really have too much to say about the actual wheels themselves. For the money, I think they were really good. They weren't a lot, so I mean, for aftermarket wheels, I think they're a fair price. I don't really exactly know what I paid for them anymore. Just do a quick online search and see what you find there. Okay, so let's go around the vehicle real quick and we'll just look at the fitment on these wheels. I will note that this is without spacers, so you can kind of get a look at the front here. I mean, there's no real poke. I would say that is pretty much flush on the front. Looks pretty good there, I think. I mean, if you want poke, you definitely have to go with a different offset. And let's go ahead and look at the rear here. It's pretty flush as well. And same from the rear perspective here as well. I mean, we're basically flush front to rear. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Creo's setup here. 97 3rd Gen 4Runner as well. He has my old 2020 Tacoma wheels off my off-road premium. They're in 16 by 8 and 6 by 139.7. I don't know what the offset is. I'm sure you can easily search that and find it offline or online. So go ahead and have a look at that. He's added the stickers that he bought off Etsy to go over the the silver trimming on the wheel to make them a complete black look. I think it looks good. I mean, black wheels, some people like it, some people don't. It is what it is. No big deal. We like them. I think they look perfectly fine. And yeah, so he is running a 285 75 16 as well in BFG KO2s. We love them. I know it's a big topic a lot of you guys argue over, but I think they work perfectly fine. If you like dirt tracks or whatever it is, that's fine. I got the Coopers on my truck. I think they're good. So one thing I will note here as well, he is running a Spider Track 1.25-inch spacer. Whether it needs it or not, we're not actually sure. He had them from when he was running his stock wheels, and we put them on here. So when we're going to do a quick fitment check here as well, he does have these spacers. So let's look at that. All right, so there we can have a look. Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and check the fitment here. All in all, I would say they're pretty flush. I would pretty much call that equal with the offset that I have on my truck. Pretty flush. Let's go ahead and look at the back. Same sort of thing, no poke at all. I know some people like that, and that's totally cool. But this is basically where we ended up. And same sort of thing here. Pretty flush. So I would say that's pretty much equal to my setup as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at the front suspension. And we have the Bilstein 5100s. There is my part number right there. Hope you can read that. That's 24248730B85100. If you can't read it, I'm sure you can. I have 883s. I don't know if you can see that right there. It's the Old Man Emu 883s. Also got myself Tundra brake upgrade and some steel braided hoses there as well. And yeah, it's running pretty well so far. So you can't see it, but me and Creo, we are both running diff drops. It seemed to make a difference on Creo's truck. He said he thought he felt a little bit of a vibration pre-drop, but for mine, I ran for a bit without. I didn't really notice it. It's in. I mean, for the cost of it, I mean, if it's, you know, if it's gonna maybe do something for you or help you out with some pinion angle, it's worth it. I mean, it's cheap. I mean, I guess it's cheap insurance, so I would probably say go for it. Okay, so let's take a quick peek in the back. I am running the OME 890 coils, and they seem to be doing pretty well. And for the rear shocks here, I'm running Bilsteins as well, of course, and that is a, no, you can't really see that. That's a 24249966 B8 5100. And so far so good. I have nothing to complain about. They seem to be running quite well, and the shocks seem to be, and the springs seem to be doing quite good. In the back, I basically don't have any real modifications. If you've seen my lift video, I do have half of the panhard correction kit on. I haven't gone ahead and you know, done the other side yet. I have the piece just chilling, waiting, but yeah, it would go right there, of course, and we're gonna get that welded on here pretty shortly. Let's quickly run around the trucks and do a measurement. We're gonna do from center of the cap to top of the fender trim, and you know, basically see where they measured out. So I've gone ahead and done mine and done Creo's already as well. So mine, you know, sure enough, I actually do have a little bit of driver's side lean. It's not enough that I could really notice it too visually, but when I measure it out, I do have it. So this side basically 23, driver's side, or sorry, passenger side 23.5, and then on the rear 23.5 on the driver's and 24 on the passenger. So both my passenger side is ½ inch down. You know, I guess we'll have to look at trying to correct that a little bit, but visually, I mean, I don't really see it. I didn't really even notice until I mean, I guess if I looked really closely, you might be able to tell, but yeah, sure enough, do have a little bit of driver's side lean. Okay, so we're at Creo's truck here. Let's take a quick look at his suspension. As for the struts and shocks, he's running the identical stuff as me, same part numbers, same stuff. So like I was saying, he has the exact same struts as me. That's his coils there. They are Moog OEM replacements. He is on the middle notch, or one up from the bottom. The preload seems to be good. The drivability seems to be pretty good. So all in all, he says he has no real complaints. All right, so we're just underneath the vehicle, having a quick look at the rear suspension. Like I was mentioning, the shocks are the same. His springs, he is running 906s, but he is running a 1-inch spacer. No real complaints on the ride, he says, but we do have a problem basically with articulation and the spacers. They seem to be moving out of place from time to time. So I would say they're a little bit short, or at least comparative to the front, they seem to be a bit short. So these are Old Man Emu, like I said, the 906s, and you can see up there he's got the 1-inch spacer, but they do seem to shift around. So you know, from time to time we're having to put them back sort of into place. They're not always, you know, exactly where they should be. They're kind of like partly hanging off or whatever it is. So yeah, maybe not the best setup. I'm probably going to be upgrading mine as I plan on adding a lot of weight and stuff to my vehicle. So when we do that, I will probably just you know, let him use my springs. So anyways, yeah, let's move on. Okay, so I just did a quick walk around and double check. So center to fender here is 22, the other side's 22.25, basically pretty close. The rear is basically 22.75 to 23. So we'll set that up and we'll link that in basically with the suspension stuff when we have a quick look at that. All right, so obviously the question always is, do you rub? And the answer, I guess, is yes and no. There's no real answer to this. So let me show you what we did for the front on my, basically both of these trucks. we've done the exact same thing on both of them. So they both lightly rub and we've both lightly modified them. No, we have not done any pinch weld modifications, hammering, or removal of any real major components. So let's have a quick look here. I have stock control arms still. There doesn't seem to be an issue. I mean, there's quite a bit of clearance right here. I have SPCs sitting upstairs. I just haven't gotten around to it between you know, other mods and whatnot and getting out wheeling. I haven't had a chance to have to put those on, but you will see that soon. I'm going to be building up some lowers, and I'm also going to be you know, installing these SBC uppers. Basically what we've done here is we removed this section of trim. Obviously these are limited, so they have the trim here. So we removed this, and all I did was cut it on a 45 degree right here, and that opens it up. So I mean, there's a little bit of, you know, trim hanging right here, but it doesn't really, you know, doesn't really seem to affect it in any way. I can link in the description there. Actually, I'll put it above right here. We did a video when we did Crio's wheels, and we just sort of documented what we did on cutting this here. Very basic, nothing really going on right there. So all up in my wheel well, I mean, there's nothing really going on. It doesn't really even seem to rub these wheels at, or sorry, these bolts at full flex. And on the inside, basically the frame and that, it doesn't seem to touch ever. I mean, I've really flexed this thing out, and my fronts with this setup really don't seem to be an issue. I've done the same thing, limited, so I've removed this panel here as well. And then what we've done here, let me just get right in here, see if I can set up my camera here. So right in here, this corner on the limited comes down a little bit right about here, and I trimmed just this corner out here, maybe a half or a quarter inch of it, because it would always flex. The tire would seem to want to hook right in here, so I just notched this corner out. And then what I've done here is I had a problem with this rivet or something, or sorry, with the bolt that was basically in here. I drilled it through and riveted on there, so it's basically, you know, firm and stuck on there pretty good, so it doesn't seem to have a problem. Now, one thing that I will note is on my driver's side only, I do get a bit of rubbing on my tire right in here, and we can see that is coming from right in this upper wheel well, basically right in along here. You can tell it's a little bit polished, so maybe it might be worth, you know, pushing this in a little bit. There's some of those wheel marks I was telling you about. Kind of bang the wheel a little bit here and there. So as you can see on this tire here, it is not rubbing at all. It doesn't do anything. I've done the exact same modification here, trimmed the corner of the trim there and riveted it onto the body there. So exactly like I was saying on Crio's truck here, this is his. We've done the exact same sort of thing. His trim is sort of hanging here a little bit. He needs to hang that up, but that is pretty much really the only rubbing that he's getting as well. As for the rear, we're having a look at basically, like I said, we did the exact same modification. We notched it out there, riveted it on, and for his wheels and tires, he's basically getting no rub there. So I figured I'd take a moment and just talk about the drivability of the suspension. Me and Crio's vehicles are basically the same. The only difference is springs. And I guess I don't actually know our spring rates, but our springs obviously slightly a little bit different. I've driven both of the trucks, and I was just speaking with him and asking him about how he felt about it. And really, I would say it's a fairly stockish ride. I mean, really, we just have a slightly different, obviously a little bit of lift in the suspension, obviously. On road, I mean, it acts fairly normal. I wouldn't really have anything really to complain about. Off road, same thing. I mean, you know, obviously if it's rough, I mean, the roads are rough. Bilstein is obviously sort of on the slightly lower end of pricing. I mean, there's so much, you know, competition out there, and they're, you know, very expensive, you know, Kings and Icons and all that kind of stuff. You know, I can't comment on those ones, but the Bilsteins, for the money, I think are very good performance. And yeah, there's not really much to say about that. You know, I would have no complaints telling anyone to say, go ahead, get some Bilstein 5100s. It's kind of the go-to and pretty safe bet. Well, I really hope that answers some of you guys' questions. I know I've gotten quite a few. So if I happen to miss anything and you know, I didn't cover it, please go ahead, drop it below, and I'll get back to you on that. Beyond that, thanks so much for watching. Please consider giving me that thumbs up, subscribing to the channel. We got a lot planned for coming up for this year. So anyways, thanks again, and we'll see you next time.